2007, he was the winner of the Schock Prize for singing at the Baxter Theatre in Cape Town. He then went on to win his role as Ping at the International Turandot Competition, organised by the International Institute for Opera and Poetry. That's the 2015 Standard Bank Young Artist Award winner for music, 28-year-old South African bass-baritone Musa Ngqungwana, who is set to perform at next month's National Arts Festival in Grahamstown. Now, the Port Elizabeth-born singer joins us now from our Seapoint studios to tell us more about winning Standard Bank Young Artist and preparations for NAF. Musa, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you. Let's
talk about Standard Bank Young Artist. I mean, what does it personally mean to you to win this award?
You know, after having been receiving a number of awards internationally, I think the most important part is to receive a recognition from home. And so it means a lot. And the fact that the Standard Bank Award and the Grahamstown Festival are actually close to my hometown, it means then a lot of people can come and see me. So that's the greatest recognition one can get. So I'm excited about that.
Let's talk about preparations for National Arts Festival. I mean, part of winning the prize is that you have to put on a performance at NAF this year. How far are those preparations?
Well, they are coming very nicely. I started preparing in New York and Philadelphia with my accompanist before he left for Glyndebourne in London. And then I decided to come here a month earlier. That way I could work with coaches at the University of Cape Town and Cape Town Opera to run my whole program and acclimate, if you like, because in the United States currently it's summer and here it's winter, so it does affect the voice and all that. So I needed to be here for a month to prepare for that. And now I'm done. Actually, I had my last coaching on Friday. My coach arrives on Wednesday, so I'm ready and prepped.
Let's talk about that, being based in New York. How did that come about?
Well, towards the my final year at UCT, that is my honors year in 2010, Kamal Khan, who is the current director of the opera school there, discussed with me, also with Professor Virginia Davis, my singing teacher at UCT, about different possibilities of what I wanted to do for postgraduate studies. So we looked at England, we looked at the US, we looked at Europe. And so out of all these programs, we decided on the Academy of Vocal Arts in Philadelphia because it was going to be a 4-year program that was intense in terms of focusing on music and acting, and so that where the UCT had built a firm foundation, we could build a whole house of artistry, if you like. So we chose that, so we made a videotape and applied to the Academy of Vocal Arts. I was immediately accepted, and then I knew then, since they started in September of 2010, I needed to finish my honors research earlier so that I could be able to be there in August. So that is how it came about. And so after AVA, that is the Academy of Vocal Arts, then I decided to be based there because it's easier to have auditions and rehearsals and performances in New York and elsewhere, and it's relatively easier to fly from New York to anywhere in the world, and it's lesser time than if I were to fly from Cape Town. If I have to apply for visas, it's also relatively easier, so that's how it's come about.
Okay, take us back to a young Musa growing up in Port Elizabeth and how you ended up with the passion for this genre of music.
Well, where I came from, I sang in the church choirs. But apart from that, there were always a lot of community choirs around me. So that influenced me a lot. In Port Elizabeth, as in many other townships and cities and black cities, there's a lot of choral music. And we can juxtapose that with the influence of the missionaries. And so all of that had an influence to me. But the reason that I actually joined the choir had nothing to do with music, basically. It's because there was a girl that I liked, and I didn't have any ways of approaching her. So what happened is that I saw, okay, you know, in the choir, there's an opportunity for me to approach her, so I went there. But let me save you the suspense, it failed dismally. Nonetheless, I ended up staying in the choir because it meant I could learn more about girls being in the choir. But what I didn't know is that while I joined the choir for girls, I ended up liking the singing part of it. And so because of that, then that it influenced me. So I quit rugby and sports and just focus on music and singing.
But who gave you constant assurance that you are good enough, you know, you can take this further?
It's interesting. Thank you for asking that question. In high school, I didn't sing any solos in the choir, if you like. I was just a regular member of the choir focused on studies. But then at the age of 16, when I joined a local male choir called the Viola Men's Choir, then directed by Makaya Msizi, who also had studied at UCT as a tenor, he said to me, man, I realized there's a talent in you, so let's just focus on you singing solo stuff. And so I saw this video. It was a 1978 production of Mozart's Magic Flute, which was done in Kleinborn, where my coach is currently. And what interested me about it was that the style and genre of music was closer to choral music, but the difference was that it's in a different language, German language, and they were acting it, putting on costumes and all that. And since I like attention, I felt that I loved the spotlight being on me. And on top of that, what influenced me was the fact that there was a black guy doing a major role amidst all these white guys, or European guys, if you like. And I didn't know, because at the time, opera was not accessible to us. But I said, wait a minute, if that guy can do that, perhaps I should be able to do that as well. And so that took my heart and focus into opera, away from everything else that I thought I wanted to do before.
Okay, before I let you go, give us details of a performance at National Arts Festival. What dates, times?
Okay, so I don't know about the times, but the date, my first recital with my coach is in July 4th. I think that's an afternoon performance. And the second performance will be with orchestra, the KwaZulu-Natal Philharmonic Orchestra and Richard Schock on the 5th. That's an evening performance. And my third and final performance will be another recital with my coach on the 6th of July, Monday.
All right. Musa, congratulations again on the award. Thank you so much for joining us. 28-year-old South African bass-baritone Musa Ngqungwana is the 2015 Standard Bank Young Artist Award winner for music, speaking to us about winning the award and, of course, preparations for National Arts Festival in Grahamstown from the 3rd to the 13th of July. Let's play out with a bit of his performance.